Hi, Dr. Juno Bolding here. Thank you for taking the time. Just take a little bit of time here to listen to me talk about what I'm doing right now on this case study around a cognitive resilience pilot program that I'm doing. This is right at the first cohort, and we're in 1 week. So what am I doing? I'll do a real brief, just a little bit of what it's about, and then I'll show you what I'm looking at, these results that I wanted to show you. So 40 hertz has been shown clinically to help reduce brain inflammation and potentially even treat or reverse early Alzheimer's or dementia. However, that category is really broad, and we also know that the vagal nerve is in relationship also to inflammatory pathways in the brain and throughout the body. So what am I doing? We're doing heart rate variability, which also tells you about your vagal tone. I'll get to that in a minute. And people are listening to the 30 hertz twice a day. What I do is when they're enrolled in the study, we meet, we talk about what their goals are. I have the 40 hertz sounds. I also customize a few sounds to go with that. Then that's recorded, sent to the person. They listen to them at home, and they listen to them 30 minutes twice a day. That's based off of research. If you want more information about the research, you can go to my website, which there should be links around here. You can Google Dr. Juno Bolding or www.prahm.com. And that'll have a lot more information also about inclusions and exclusions for people for the study. However, I just want to talk a little bit more about what we're seeing after this first week. So after they have their sounds, I've walked them through, they're taking their heart rate variability with a clinically verified app that they do at home. So as much as we can do to make this easy, because a lot of the people that are coming into the study are people who are worried about their cognition or who are trying to get out of fight or flight because let's just take a look at this. All right. So the study has only been for a week. So we have the study started on a Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're getting the recordings from Wednesday on to Tuesday for the week there. So we don't have the very first two recordings. However, this pink is basically a sympathetic dominant picture, whereas the blue is a parasympathetic dominant picture. And I will kind of outline just like what does that mean to a person in their body. What's interesting with this person is going through major life stresses at the time. So they signed up for the study and a bunch of big stresses happen. As they're seeing this blue increase and the pink go down, are all their problems gone? No, of course not. And they're even still in discomfort and kind of like, why am I having these feelings right now, or some of this discomfort? However, we're only 1 week in, and what's interesting is we're seeing that the person should be able to, in theory, get out of looping thoughts better, should also be able to have more focus, should have less inflammation in the body. So again, let's say so pink, we're into the sympathetic, blue, parasympathetic. So we want to get out of the fight or flight, which is the pink here. And that also includes different circulating levels of things like cortisol and adrenaline. Again, that can be hypervigilance and racing thoughts. And this will also help with lifting brain fog and improving mood stability. So then let's just talk about what's potentially happening in the body, especially for people who really want something holistic, because the body, in my belief, does really all work together, right? So it's not just about someone who's starting to not be able to remember things. It's the whole picture. There's inflammation in the body, and maybe there's some stresses. It's also looking at where and why they're not remembering things and seeing if this kind of support for them at home can help. So with the blue here, so as the sympathetic becomes not just rises, but becomes more dominant. So then by the time we get to 1 week exactly, the parasympathetic has become more dominant. And I'm hoping we'll continue to see this pattern for this person and other people. The results I'm hearing back from other people, it seems like that is happening. Of course, there's some outliers that might have some specific health challenges that are adding into it, or not able to do all the readings, right? So with the blue, the parasympathetic dominants are going to get into accelerated tissue repair. So how does the body handle deep tissue repair? How does it handle immune regulation? Detox pathways, which are essential when they are trying to recover from anything, especially something related to the brain, such as a TBI, or concussion, or even chronic fatigue, or COVID. There's also in the research literature, there is discussions around COVID, post-COVID syndrome as well. And when we have the more parasympathetic going up, you're also seeing the chologenic anti-inflammatory pathways open up more. And this helps to turn down the systemic neuroinflammation for the whole body. And that will mean ideally physical pain levels would also go down. And then there's just rest and digest. So when we get into more and more of parasympathetic dominance, our body is able to digest better, which we know a lot of the people talk about the gut being the second brain, our serotonin production, et cetera, are going to be there, and sleeping better. There's a lot of great health outcomes for that. So I just wanted to share with you, this is just week one. And this is just, I really appreciate the person who was willing to offer this information. They sent it to me and I asked if I could share it. So thank you. And if as the next cohort is opening up, just in probably like 2-3 weeks, as I get people scheduled and get all the intakes done, and then we set up the schedule for optional Zoom calls, and then I use a WhatsApp to check in with people as well. So let me know if you're interested or if you have any questions at all. Thank you for being here and thank you for watching.